Oh.
So I had a bunch of people talk about how, ooh, that's cold. Yeah, maybe they were bad decisions, but think of all the good things that came out of them, which is true. And so I'm going to make this video, and we're going to talk about those good things that came out of the objectively bad decisions that I made over the years. So number one was making a movie for $2,000 in 4 days, a period piece, a very complex piece, costume-wise and research-wise. And one of the most amazing things that came out of that was working with my wife. My wife is an amazing individual, and we had been married barely a year at that point. She was pregnant with our first child, and she was a superhero as far as helping get that production going. Honestly, even though we didn't finish the production, we would not have gotten as far as we did without her. She really carried a lot of the load on that. Hello. She did the historical research for the costumes. She did all the design for the costumes, and cut out and sewed those costumes as well. But I'd have to say my wife and that experience with my wife were probably the number one things to come out of that. And the good things that came out of that was me and my wife were able to go through a hard experience together, and we were able to learn about how not to make a movie and but still work as a team. It was a lot of fun. Good things from bad decisions too. So the second thing on that list was me buying a house, me and my wife buying a house in 2007. And as I commented before, 2007 was a horrible time to be buying a house. There was a recession that happened 2007, 2008, and the value of our property went from $120,000 to $75,000 in 1 year. The good thing that came out of that was we stuck with it. We stayed in the property for 12 years and we kind of rode out the recession. And what that did for us was a couple things. It allowed us to try out an Airbnb, and that was a successful experience. We were able to turn our less than 800 square foot condo into an Airbnb, and we averaged about $2,000 a month gross on that property. So the other thing that came out of it is we were able to buy a house this year. And the only reason we were able to buy the house that we bought was because we stuck with the condo for 12 years. And so the equity came up, and we were able to get a decent amount of money out of it when we sold it in April of this year. And then we were able to take that money and put it down as a down payment for our new house. And we would not have been able to do that with this particular house with that amount of money had we not purchased that house. So that's a good thing that came out of it. We had a lot of really great memories that came out of it as well, and here we are now. Number 3 decision. Or was it number 2? I might have these out of order. So the third thing that was a bad decision objectively was not getting a formal education to pursue my dreams. And so on the one hand, I did get some education. So I took all of the film classes over at the community college and most of the broadcast classes. And from that, I met people. And those relationships that I made while I was at school have played a role in all of the jobs I've gotten, all of the productions I've gotten on. And it's been a very good experience knowing those people that I met. And specifically, right now, I work at a place called Renatus, and they teach real estate investing education. And I create the training videos and the marketing videos. But the only reason I found out about this job and the only reason I was able to get that job was because I was referred from by a colleague from the community college to this job. And it's been a life changer. I've been there coming up on 2 years, and it's just amazing people, and it's changed my finances, and it's given me some direction. And because the nature of the group is an educational group, I'm learning about business management, and I'm learning about real estate, and I'm getting that formal education that I never had. And so that was the good thing that came out of not getting an education, or getting that little education that I did. Bad decision number 4! Okay, so the fourth bad decision that I made was starting a business unprepared, without a business plan. One of the topics that I've learned at Renatus in regards to a business is the need to be flexible when markets change, when your business plan doesn't work anymore. So me jumping into my business without a plan was kind of ultimate flexibility. I don't recommend doing it that way, but on the other hand, it also let me stretch my creative muscles, and me and my brothers, we were able to do all kinds of really interesting projects with different people over the years that we otherwise wouldn't have done if we had a really solid set, stick-to-it niche business that, you know, would have made us money and progressed us in life. But for that, it also let us work with once again, more people. I got to meet more people, make more connections, and I'm seeing a recurring theme here. I met a lot of people, and those were the good things that came out of it, is making the best out of what you have, and making those relationships count when you're in the moment with those relationships, because you never know when they're going to come back and pay dividends. And just, I mean, even just seeing somebody on the street and knowing them, and nothing financial is going to come of it, but it's just a really cool experience, meeting new people and seeing humanity and good things in all people. Good things from bad decision number 5. Bad decision number 5 was running a business that was objectively failing for 10 years. Now, once again, I'm going to sound like a broken record, but the good things that came out of that were the relationships I had and all the experiences I wouldn't have had if we were just doing one thing. On the one hand, kind of became the jack of all trades, which, depending on who you talk to, is a negative or a positive phrase, but I did learn a lot of things. I was exposed to a lot of things. It was almost like college for 10 years and being able to try out a whole bunch of different specialities. I was able to dive into 3D modeling and animation, which I might not have been able to do otherwise. Develop my producing skills. I was able to meet a lot of people in the community. Once again, it comes down to a lot of the people that I met. And coming back to that sticking with it, I haven't mentioned this yet, but when I came out of high school, I had not had a job for more than a year. Any job that I had not had for more than a year. And for whatever reason, that sat heavy on my shoulders, and I was always worried that I couldn't stick with something. I always felt that maybe I'm not dedicated enough, I don't have enough patience, which was all true, by the way. And so part of us running that business for 10 years was us saying to ourselves, we can do this, and we're not going to give up. We should have given up about 2 years in, but we didn't, and we had amazing experiences, met amazing people, learned really cool things, and now we all have better direction in our lives as well. So I avoided college and ended up doing it on my own terms, essentially. I don't know how good of an idea that was, but I don't regret the decision. Was it a bad decision? Probably, but at the same time, we can take lemonade from lemons. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you on the next video. About all the good things that came out of those bad decisions. You don't know where you'd be without all those bad decisions. Remember, lemonade from lemons. Come and materialize here at 13th South, right next to Nightmare on 13th. Apparently, he's hosting a